Alright, this is John with Hankster's Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location today. Got a bit of a raspy voice. We're going to try to make it through this as best as we can, so hopefully you can hear me and understand me. But we're going to go ahead over our newest addition to our inventory. This is a 1987 Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS, and it is the Aerocoupe model. So you'll see here, ours is done in the, now this would be the correct original color. Looks like probably the original paint too for this car, kind of like a dark maroon or a burgundy color. Of course you can see it's got the striping on it for the SS Monte Carlo, so you'll see that the whole way around the car. Obviously there's no, not a whole lot of, bright work and so forth on the car, so it's minus, the chrome bumpers and wheel well trim, stuff like that. Just wasn't on a car like this. You'll see it does have all the SS Monte Carlo decal work on it too, and again that's just to signify exactly that it is an SS. It does have the factory 15-inch all aluminum Monte Carlo SS wheels also, and then a set of BFGoodrich Radial TA tires, and they are 215/65 R15s on all four corners. So again, makes rotating tires and so forth really easy on a car like this. And those tires, by the way, are all brand new. Now, as we look at on all of our cars, we always want to make sure that we check out, the gaps and the elevations on all the doors and all the body panels, just to make sure everything matches up really nice. And this car's no exception. All of your lines all match up, all of your elevations match up whenever you look at the fenders and the quarter panels on the car. Now, since we're back here at the driver's side door, obviously you're going to have a drip rail molding. It's painted this, looks like black here to go along with the color scheme of the car. The actual rain gutter itself is nice and smooth through there, no bumps or anything there. It's got both mirrors, driver and passenger side mirror. Again, these are color matched to the car, the glass in them, those are all in good shape. And I believe the driver's side is a remote mirror, so you can adjust it from inside the car. Now we'll go ahead and open our door up. We'll take a look inside at the interior. Again, this is going to be all factory interior, so it's got the cloth bucket seats up front, bench in the back. Of course, it's all burgundy inside, the factory dash with factory instrumentation. Tilt steering wheel. It does have the cruise control on it as well. That is the factory steering wheel. Factory heat and AC controls. Does look like it's got an upgraded AM/FM CD player in it. Factory center console with the floor shifter there also. Headrests too on the seats, and again those are fully adjustable seats. They do recline. They'll go ahead and move forward obviously for your seat positioning. And let me just look inside. Yes, it does have all the seat belts. Now, as far as the door panels go, everything looks good on those too. No rips or tears anywhere. Same color as the rest of the interior of the car. Manual door locks and manual window cranks on this car as well. Also, the seals and weather stripping on the car are all in great shape. No rips, tears, anything there. Everything's going to seal up real nice. Door shuts nice and easy, and the glass in the door also, no chips or cracks there. The glass all looks good. Even your little quarter window back here all looks good. Now, as I mentioned, this is the SS Aerocoupe. This right here is the main reason they called it the Aerocoupe. It had that sloped rear glass there, just kind of making it more aerodynamic, or giving it a more aerodynamic look anyways. As we come back here, you'll see it's got the trunk spoiler on it too. That's all in great shape. Trunk itself, the fitment, very nice here. Again, your gaps and elevations the whole way around your trunk in great shape. Again, this very unique rear glass that's on this, you can see is in great shape too. No chips or cracks. It does have the rear defrost. You can see the unit all lined out there in the glass. And it's got the third brake light there for the safety. Now, as far as the rear of the car, taillights, the lenses, those are all in great shape. No cracks or chips in any of those. The lights shine through real nice. Of course, you've got still the pinstriping here for the SS, along with the SS badging back here too, and the pinstriping on the rear bumper as well. Another thing we see back here is we see that dual exhaust poking through back here right underneath the rear bumper. So again, when we get to the underside, we'll take a look at that. It's a full pipes system. So again, real nice exhaust. It's going to sound real good for this particular car. Now we'll open up our trunk lid, show you down inside there. Okay, so the key works, the trunk latch itself works. Hinges and springs, actually this has the torsion bars or torsion rods on it to help hold that trunk lid up. And again, they're doing their job. Don't have to worry about that coming down. All of your trunk weather stripping and seals, all in very nice shape here too. It's got the trunk mat in here as well as the space saver rear spare tire there in case you would ever need that in case of an emergency. It's got the decal work up here on that trunk lid as well in case you don't know how to change a tire, use the jack or whatever. It's there, so it'll direct you to do that. Everything else other than that, all in great shape in here. The trunk floor itself's in good shape. The actual metal on the trunk lid, again, excellent condition on this car. We'll go ahead and close this up. Closes nice and easy. And now we'll come around the passenger side. Again, all the metal on this car nice and straight. Again, nothing's been, you know, mudded up or anything on the car. It looks great. All the way around, just a very nice example of a kind of like a modern classic type car, with it being, you know, late or mid to late 80s car. Again, now that we're over on the passenger side of the car, again, you can see the gaps on the passenger side door at the back and the front. Very uniform. Again, mirror over here on the passenger side. All of your drip rail moldings, all very nice. Rain gutter on the passenger side in great shape. Glass in the passenger side door, no chips or cracks. And the quarter window, no chips or cracks there either. Open our door from this side. Again, we'll just take a look from this side of the car at the interior. No rips or tears in any of the seat upholstery. That all looks good. Same thing with the carpeting. No rips, tears. Don't even really see any kind of fading as far as the carpeting goes. Your dash is all in great shape. No cracks or anything there. Same thing with your center console. The glove box lid on that. I know sometimes if you lay your arm on that and you've done it like that for years, you'll get a little crack in those, but that's in great shape. All looks very well. Again, we've already checked out the seals on the other side, but same thing, seals and weather stripping around the door, all in great condition. Again, shuts nice and easy. Wheels, tires, we already been over that. Matching decals all the way around. Now we'll come to the front of the car. And again, this is just your typical Monte Carlo SS front nose. It's, you know, not the metal nose piece or anything. It's exactly what they would have come with. Chevrolet across the front end. It's got your quad headlights across the front. So you got your low beams and then you got your high beams, all glass lenses. No chips or cracks in any of those lenses. Of course, on the Monte Carlo SS, you had the extra ground effects down here also added on to give it, to kind of complete that whole aerodynamic look. As far as the hood goes, this is your stock steel hood here. Again, gaps and elevations the whole way around on the hood are all in very good alignment with everything else. As far as your windshield goes, nice windshield, no chips or cracks in that windshield either. I'm going to open up our hood, and that way we can then talk about our drive line. So it does have the hood popper in here, and you can see that that does work. Come up here, we'll get that hood lifted up now. Okay, so as far as what we can see so far, the hood popper works, the latch works, hinges and springs all work on the hood. The underside of the hood, this is going to be your original factory insulation for the underside hood here. Again, everything's tied up. You don't see anything hanging down. You can tell it is older and original, but again, all intact here for the hood insulation. As far as the engine compartment goes here, you can see the motor that's in here. It is a 305 Chevrolet engine. It's not the original numbers match motor though. This was a 1990 305 210 horse motor that they put in the car. Everything looks very good. You can see it's got the Edelbrock chrome air cleaner. It's got the original, looks like the original cast intake for it, but it was painted silver. It's got the Vortex style heads on it, the center bolt valve covers. It has been upgraded to an HEI ignition on the back side of the motor there. Again, some upgraded plug wires. Now this car has the factory heat and AC components on it, all hooked up and all functioning. All your radiator hoses, lines and so forth, those are all sealed up nice. There's no leaks or anything there. And like I said, AC does work. Factory radiator, factory shroud, factory fan underneath there too. It's got a newer battery in it. It does have a disconnect. We put those on all of our cars. This is a good safety feature. And like I said, you've even got the windshield washer bottle in here. Now this has power brakes on it. They're disc up front, drums in the back, power steering car as well. So we are standing underneath another 87 Monte Carlo SS. However, again, this one is the Aerocoupe model. So we're going to go through the underside on this car just as we always do. We're going to go ahead and let you know exactly what we all have underneath here. So starting at the front, we'll go over the suspension. So of course you've got the front stock cross member here. That's what everything is bolted off of. All of your control arms, your upper A arms, lower control arms, those are all factory stock steel stamp components. All your ball joints on both of those, all four of them as a matter of fact, those are all in great shape. And the bushings at all of your mounting locations, those are all in good shape too on this car. It does have the factory sway bar, not only on the front, but on the back as well. And the front sway bar on these cars, pretty heavy duty sway bar. Bushings at the frame as well as at your sway bar end links, those are all in good shape too. As far as the steering goes on this car, it is a power steering car. All of your arms, of course, are mounted to the front of the suspension arms. So your tie rods, those are all nice and straight. All the ball joints are in good condition. All the rubber dust boot covers, all intact, and you can tell everything, not only just the tie rods, but the suspension, the A-arms and so forth, ball joints have all been greased and maintained very well in this car. Shock suspension, that's all going to be stock stuff too in this car. As far as the rest of the frame, let's do frame and suspension first. So the rest of the frame, obviously it's a full frame car. Frame rails are nice and straight on this car the whole way back on it. As far as the rear suspension goes, this is going to be all stock back here too for the Monte Carlo SS. So it's got the metric 4-link on it. That's what's going to keep this thing side to side in the car from moving around. You've got the sway bar, as I mentioned already, on the rear of the car. And as far as the rear end itself, this is a 10-bolt rear, and it's a 373 gear in here, and it is a POSI unit that's inside that third member assembly. And as far as the floors go, the floors are in excellent shape on this car. No patching whatsoever. What you see here is factory undercoating that would have been on this car. It has not been touched, just kind of cleaned up a little bit. So that's what you're seeing here. Very nice condition. The pinch welds and the rockers on this car are solid all the way up through from front to back on the car also. Now as far as the drive line goes, we have, this is unfortunately not the original motor for this car. However, it is a 305 210 horse small block Chevy motor, and it's dated as a 1990. As we come back here for the transmission, this is the automatic. This is the 204R automatic overdrive transmission. Now this one has a very nice transmission cross member here. Tubular section here, it's a square tube section, rec tube from G-Force. Nice, good, heavy duty tail shaft mount and so forth for that transmission. If we look at the transmission pan as well as the engine oil pan, everything is nice and dry on both of those. Free from leaks, drips, you name it, it's nice and dry. As we come back and we look at the seal here at the back of the transmission, where your slip yoke slides into, that is nice and dry also. Of course, your drive shaft is going to be balanced. That's going to help eliminate a lot of the vibrations that you might have in your drive line. And like I said, we already went over that rear end there also. It is a, like I said, power steering car, power brakes. Disc brakes up front, drums on the rear.
complete with the emergency brake or parking brake, all hooked up, all functional. And then as far as the exhaust system, they actually do have a set of long tube style headers here, dual exhaust, and this exhaust system is a complete system from pipes. Again, this is going to be a very nice sounding system, and it looks very good underneath here too. It's even got the correct style tailpipes up over top of the rear end housing, lots of clearance there, and then it exits out the rear all the way to the back, right underneath the rear bumper.